below. I know our numbers look a little slim tonight, everybody, but don't panic. Nox will join us later. Wave is just ahead real life, and Krim is continually getting life kicking in the butt. Always fun. So hopefully Krim will be able to join us next week, I'm hoping. On top of that, I'm finishing my announcements that we are live. Am I going down the list?
While she's doing that, you may have noticed that there is a slight change in our stream today.
Or maybe you didn't.
Or maybe you didn't, but as you can see, we have new portraits for you all to look at, and I do apologize if it's a little pixelated, but Fujitech can only do so much. These lovely little portraits of ours were all made by one of the players named Nox. He plays Glarior, and
the Apocrypha twink.
Yes, the very Apocrypha edgy twink that is not me. But anyway, I commissioned him. I commissioned him to do the portraits for the party. Some of our in-game tokens.
You are not one of us.
You are not.
I would say Taliesin is more of a twunk.
He is a guy. But anyway, so we've had these made, as you can see, very much customized for each of us, very adjustable for me, and if you find him at all on the social medias, you should give him a follow. He is a very good artist, and he's very passionate about what he does. That being said, however, it's at Noxonair or at Jackalry Noxus on Twitter, and I believe also on Tumblr and TikTok. So give him a follow.
You can also find him in the Esper server,
which we're going to advertise here today. What is the Esper server, you ask? Well, Esper is a completely new, currently in alpha, Elder Scrolls-related tabletop system that is being made free of charge by our lovely DM here, Soul Angel, and a couple other people. We're looking for people to join, not just to test the Esper server systems out, but to also have you guys join us as a community and get involved, see what we do, just have some fun. Because again, this is all purely for fun. We're not getting paid for this. At least I'm not.
I'm not either. I mean, I can't make money off of it. It's Elder Scrolls. Bethesda will break my kneecaps if I make money off of it.
But that being said, Esper is completely different. It's completely separate from D&D itself. Is specifically made for Elder Scrolls, and it's still being tested. And we would like to have input. So if you're interested in joining the server, I will be linking a link into the Discord, or from the Discord into the Twitch chat for you all to join. Just global. Don't worry about it. I can post it because I am the streamer. But yeah, I'll actually be posting that shortly. Soul, do you have any other announcements?
I just want to add on as far as to what Esper is for those of you who have not heard my spiel before. It is a 2d20 combat system with a completely open character build system that has a little bit of a crunchy feel, like a 3.5 or GURPS or Pathfinder. So if you're interested in doing something like that, come join us. I could always use more testers and more input, because here I'm the one sitting in front of the home brewery file all day, typing into it and going, yeah, this sounds good. I need somebody to go, no, you dumb asshole. That sounds like a complicated and bad idea. Do it this way. I do appreciate that. It's very nice. But I'm getting ready to finish up on working on spells, and then we will get to combat testing here very soon. Hopefully by the end of the year. With that being said, I have no other announcements, and are we ready to dive into it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
since you guys don't have Mana Marco hot on your tail anymore, flying at you like a maniac.
George Lucasing all over the place.
Yeah. All right. So, with Nox joining us soon, the last we left off, the party had quickly chosen, at the insistence of Meridia, to go to the Palace of Worms to rescue her from her prison. There they witnessed a meeting between the 5 remaining anchorites and Mana Marco. They cautiously and very, very beautifully snuck around the anchorites and also gained some information that may or may not be useful in the future, but means nothing now. They went deeper into the Palace of Worms and found Zostra, the one and only Dremora of Mana Marco, who was the lock and key to Meridia's cell. They followed him into the throne room, where they saw Rundin Sadri as well, a face the party remembers from their brief visit to Kraganmore. The party fought hard, eventually killing Zostra, then Rundin, only to have Mana Marco appear and give chase. A little bit of a game of cat and mouse. He chased them through the halls as he followed. Now with Meridia freed from her cell, she was able to give them the party instructions to her location. Mana Marco, seeing what her plan was, went to destroy her consciousness and trap the party in his halls as his playthings. But to his surprise, Tiny, Glarior, and Talising came to her defense, broke his attack, and she whisked them away to her realm, the Colored Rooms. Now resting and safe, the party makes plans as to which princes to try and get to aid in return to getting back to Tamriel. I'm sorry, I can't speak today for some reason. I'm going to blame this on Nox.
This is
that.
What you get for the having excited that you have changes to the stream.
Yes, it's the changes to the stream. We'll blame it on that.
It's definitely that.
Yeah.
So, just out of curiosity, what does, like, the actual house that Meridia just fucking spawned look like on the inside?
I would say she wanted to make it, like, familiar to you because you are in a foreign place and you did, save her ass. So she wants to, like, in a way, repay you a little bit. So she kind of made it look like a mixture of the different styles of homes that each race has. There's a little bit of, like, Dunmer flourish to the roof tiles. The siding looks a little bit Breton. The doorway and the framework kind of look like Imperial style. And there's a little bit of Nordic flair in the carvings as well. It's just a little bit of smattering everywhere that just kind of, like, in a way where it all complements each other, and it is also very well lit because she's the Lady of Infinite Light. And there is a room for everybody in the house, a lovely, fully stocked kitchen that she just constituted everything out of nothing, because she can do that. And there just seems to be a few plants around the room too. Nice posh sofa in, like, a lowered living room setting. And a nice little fire pit that looks almost reminiscent of a Dunmer style. Something that would be very familiar to Farron. So, and it's very homey and it smells very nice too.
Well, it definitely is a... if it smells nice, Talzin's gonna definitely enjoy that. It's like, he looks a bit more at peace as he walks around examining everything.
Much better than what Mana Marco's room smelled like.
Yes.
Stinky.
Blood and rot and probably shit.
Yeah.
Very
Stinky.
Well, not shit. I mean, he doesn't go that far.
It's because he let
doesn't go
Namira
that
in.
far.
It's because he let Namira in, obviously. That's why it smells that way.
Yeah, it smells like farts because of Namira.
Look, man, Taliesin accidentally hugged Namira. You already know what the fuck that's about.
Oh, you smell awful right now. She just got that dank lingering on your clothes.
Bruh.
Danky.
You.
Man.
There is also a nice bath, too. It almost looks more modern, like something you would find within Imperial City. There's an actual plumbing system, which is, something else for you, Farron, because you're from, like, a smaller town. Same for Tiny and Glarior. It just looks different. Like, there's not that much in the way of, like, plumbing in that world. In your home world. You've encountered plumbing, Taliesin, because you're rich.
Farron is a friggin' urchin. He ain't seen shit.
Eat the 1%.
Yeah, that's definitely what they're gonna do.
Hey, yo.
Namira definitely wanted to try that out.
Oh, sad for her. Anyway. So, exploring the house after talking to Glarior, I think Tal's gonna try and find Farron. Where is he?
Probably
Where
not.
is Farron?
Probably not gonna be hard to find because, like, when we were last saw him, he was just sort of moping on like the nearest couch, so he's probably still there.
Okay. After searching for a tiny bit, just gonna go back to where the main like living room space is. Go talk to him. It's like, oh, you're still here.
Don't. He'll look back and just be like, didn't really have anywhere else to go now, did I?
I mean, there's plenty of places to go in this place. It's bloody huge.
Sure it is, but we have more important things to think about at the moment.
We do, but you can have a bit of a rest this time. You can actually sleep for once.
I think this couch is more comfortable than most of the beds we used to sleep on.
How is he looking? Does he have like a troubled face?
Yeah, his face does seem rather knit and just general frustration at life and circumstance. He's probably sighing more than usual.
Tal's gonna sit next to him and have a sympathetic expression on his face. Must be, I suppose you're thinking about quite a bit, eh, mate?
I guess I am. Probably thinking too much, honestly.
Would you like to talk about it?
He's gonna just pause for a second. Sure, it would help much, but not even sure.
Well, you're not sure because you haven't tried yet, eh?
I guess not.
So? And, Tal's is gonna take the brandy that he was saving, that Thribby gave him, and Farron the bottle. Unless, of course, you'd rather like something more to your taste, and he's gonna take out a different bottle. That is a wine bottle that he's kept, not the one that he had taken from the Namira house, mind you.
Blood.
Yeah.
Now we don't trust that shit.
This is a different bottle from his bag, not the bag of holding. Found this, if you'd like that.
I've been paying attention. Very nice. Take the wine.
He's gonna
Thank you.
use. He's gonna use. I don't know. Do I have Mage Hand? I forget. Hold on.
I don't know. Do you have mage hand?
I don't know.
Unless he's gotten rid of it.
No, he hasn't. So he's gonna use Mage Hand to pop the cork on the bottle as he gives it to Farron. It's just like this really like dark hand that almost looks like a crow's talon, but it's like 5 fingers. It just like
The magics.
should be easier that way. You want the whole bottle be my guest?
You really have been paying attention. Wow. He's gonna take the whole thing.
Well, it's my time in the military as an officer. I kind of have to pay attention to the small things, especially with my squad mates. You are one of them after all, are you not?
Been a while since I've been part of a squad. Now that I think about it.
Touché. It's been roughly 5 years. So, but enough about me. What's bothering you, hon? What's in that pretty little mind of yours, eh?
Chuckle Charlie. Well, sure about that one, but it's like just thinking ahead. All we have before of us. It feels like though we've gotten out of one fire, we're in one significantly less burning fire, but still nonetheless one that's very uncomfortable. Really bloody well hope we've been home by now.
You know, I kind of wish that we were, but alas, we are not, and we have to deal with the circumstances before us. Figure that being prophesized would have its downfalls, but definitely not nothing like this.
Seems like it's nothing but downfalls recently.
Arin's just staring off into the distance, drinking out of a bottle, looking tired. You have no idea, buddy.
Somewhere back on Tamriel.
Mm-hmm.
Talzin takes a big swig of the brandy. Well, from my experiences at least, which can't compare to this, that's for sure. I can certainly say that you always have to look for some sort of silver lining in the mess of all things. I'm certainly not as old as Glario or Caldron, and I definitely don't have like the wisdom that maybe Alira has, but I have a lot of experiences in my short time, and when you're in war constantly, when you're leading constantly, you have to look for something, otherwise you're going to go bloody mad.
A fair point. Now that I think about it, can't imagine this is where anyone expected they'd end up this stage of a journey. But well, feels like it, despite the progress we've made, it's still at the opening stage.
Well, think about it this way, right? Sure, it might be open, but you gotta think of some of those good things that I mentioned, like, we, for what it's worth, Manamarco, from my knowledge, is very powerful, very, very powerful individual, even before he was a Daedric prince to begin with. I mean, shit, he... from what I read, at least, he tried to fuck over Molag Bal. And while I'm not keen on getting aid from him, particularly, I wouldn't be surprised if he would willingly help us just to get back at Manamarco. A twat.
Oh, I'm sure. Just invite the whole House of Troubles to our little party.
I'd rather not. But I'd rather use him as a last resort, as I believe we have to do 8 of the Bloody Princes. Thankfully, we already have 4. I think.
That is where the root of my discontent lies.
Oh?
Look. You and Glario, you are obviously very close with your, patrons. It's where you get your powers. So it probably would be, a breeze to convince at least those two to give us a boon. Which, that shaves off 2, but there's still the other 6 we have to deal with, and these are, I think, separate party, of course, a little less certain.
He's gonna raise a brow as you say that. 6. Well, we already have Meridia on our side, and sure, we have Nocturnal and Mora, but I wouldn't necessarily say that my prince and I are very close. I've only known her and been her supposed chosen for nearly a couple months. I didn't ask for this after all. Hell, I didn't even want this to begin with. It just kind of fell upon me.
Well, be that as it may, by most mortal standards, I believe that is quite a lot closer than most get. Whether by choice or by circumstance. At the end of the day, it's still their balls in our court for the most part. And then just the rest. Is there even a guarantee anyone else would listen? We really motivate all these people out of spite of all things? These beings, rather?
I'd say so. From my studies of Daedric princes, and pretty much what Meridia even told us when she left us to our own devices, she admitted that she was doing this out of her own selfish desire, not really to help us. I mean, she even said that the whole problem with Oblivion and Nern, for that matter, is none of the...
Nope.
Holy shit, is that Wave?
Hey!
Hello.
Hey! Hello!
Hello. So, I thought I got about like an hour, so I figured I'd jump on while I can.
Okay.
Change your model.
He can't. He's on a mobile.
You just have his token.
He's just that guy who showed up.
He's just the guy who showed up.
I'm sorry. I would have called earlier, but I figured being on Discord while driving in traffic is probably not a good combination.
Probably not. But yeah. I already asked Nox to send me your pick so I can turn it into a token. So.
Epic.
Anyways.
Welcome. God, I'm gonna highlight that. That's really funny. As I was
Odd man out.
as Taliesin was going on, the the whole thing, the reason why they want to help us in the first place is because they can't interact with Nern, which is what they like to do. Even the fucking ones that are bad, like fucking, I suppose, Clavicus Vile or Perry-eyed, as I said, Molag Bal, your House of Troubles, they always want their finger in a pie of Nern. And it would make sense that they would want to help us. I mean, shit. It would make no sense if they just want to sit there and not talk to any of their alleged disciples and whatnot, and not have any eyes on what's going on, right? So, we might have to do something for them to gain trust, if you can even gain trust from a fucking Daedra. But
you want to.
Not really, but we don't really have a choice in the matter. That's kind of the whole issue, yeah?
It's a little challenging not to feel discouraged.
Is it because it's the monumental task ahead of us, or is it something else?
Guess that is the million septum question there. Since I feel like I've wasted enough time.
$1? What a weird Akaviri item.
Roll a d100 to see if you zero
Choose-
breaking the fourth
Choose Cyrodiilic dollars, baby.
wall. I hate you.
More time we waste on these wretched planes. Who knows what's going on back at home?
Well, I don't know if you were able to hear in on that meeting that Manamarco had with his delegation, but it seems to me that time in the planes of Oblivion and even on the Necromancer's moon works a bit differently than it does on Nern. Because from what I heard, at least, and I think Thribby might be able to confirm this if I talk to him about it, but we were only on the moon for a day. Like,
Push it a day.
he nods.
It felt like a day.
Even though
Yeah, I remember something being weird.
he waves at Thribby in the fucking corner.
the
Who's
fucking
shouting it into a wall so he sounds a little weird.
We've been, and I have a really good knack for time. We've spent 3 or 4 days at least on the Necromancer's moon, but according to Mr. Prince of Worms, it was only a single day since the eclipse has happened. So we have quite a bit of time, Farron. Shit, you want me to ask Meridia herself?
Not necessary.
Fair enough.
Well, I guess I appreciate it, but I don't know. Maybe it would help if I just focus, on the task at hand. Maybe you're right. We do have, more bargaining power than even I realize. I mean, I'm not really an expert on this sort of thing.
He grins. Well, that makes 2 of us.
Certainly not what I was expecting to do. When I took up this little, not even sure what I thought it would be. Maybe a shorter job, or that was so simple back then, wasn't it?
Agreed.
Let me ask you something, Farron. Because I have faith that you're not... I don't know if you consider her the main deity. I'm not really familiar with the Dunmerry pantheon. But do you have faith in Azura?
This question caused him to knit his brow a bit. Well, she is
Mary Pantheon is on Manorca's side right now.
She is more or less my family's particular main patron. She has been since, early Third Era, apparently.
Oh.
But, well, it's complicated. My family history, as my father described it, was very... In fact, at one point, we were two different families. Crazy, right?
I suppose...
My God, it's almost like marriage.
Again, I'm not...
How do you have two different families?
Well, apparently we were one back in the day. The Sethries, they were called. And then, back in the day, if you remember, there was a tribunal of living gods. I'm not sure if anyone remembers that little piece of history. Winks at the camera.
Yeah, history check for that. Anybody that... I mean, like, Feldrin has mentioned he took down the Living Tribunal, but he didn't go into very much detail of it, probably because he was sauced out of his mind the entire time. But...
Hey!
Oh, yeah. Alira, you're trying to scratch your head for the names. It's like, Alexia?
Yep,
But Taliesin, you're
nailed
like,
it.
oh, I heard about that. It was Vivek, Sothasil, Almalexia.
Oh. The old
Yeah.
the old tribunal, I believe it's called, was Olm Savi back in the day. Is that right?
What a corny name.
Sounds bloody corny.
Yeah, but very, very arrogant usurpers decided, they could be gods better than our patron deities were. Worked out so well for them apparently.
With the history check, Soul, would I know like pretty much the whole thing between Almsavi and how they like got their abilities?
Not necessarily, because that was a well-guarded secret for a very, very long time. And since, like, Feldrin's particular prophecies were so, like, isolated to Vardenfell, it was just a regional set of prophecies. And how the Dunmerry custom is to just, like, keep the Empire at arm's length even when they were a part of it. Basically, what the Empire allowed the Dunmer to rule themselves because of the Living Tribunal. So the Living Tribunal's like, yeah, we'll join your empire, but you're going to stay out of our business. So they did that.
Okay.
Because the Empire really did believe they were gods. They had been living gods so long that there was literally nobody alive that knew otherwise. Not even like, really the only people that knew that they were once mortal, you could count on one hand. Vanis, Manamarco, and Devaithfir. That's it. But you do know, like, Almalexia went nuts, killed Sothasil, then lured Feldrin, who was recognized as Saint Nerevar, to Mournhold to try and kill him. He killed her, and nobody knows what the fuck happened to Vivek. Everybody believes he's dead, which he might be.
You decided
You don't
to nope
know.
out.
Yeah, he was just like, I helped you, peace. And
he's the one that zero-summed.
He's the one that zero-summed.
I mean,
He's like,
didn't he like already achieve Chim at that point? So he just decided to fuck off.
To even become living gods, you have to achieve Chim.
Yeah.
So all of them did. They were just in mortal bodies still, and that kind of cycles back to like, wait, if Mana Marco has been a Daedric prince since the Warp in the West, what the hell was that during the after the Oblivion crisis?
So
that was his still mortal body existing, and they got blinked out.
So I guess
killed by the hero of Kavach.
My question then would be, I don't know, Talzin rather would not know about how they achieve their powers, but would he know the name of what their ability is called, like achieving Kim?
That's it's been mentioned a few times in some esoteric stuff, is that in order to become an Daedric god, or now a Daedric prince, though it hasn't been spread around yet that a mortal achieved that, Mana Marco being the first to do that, is that you have to achieve Chim to become a god.
Okay, cool.
So Talos did it, the Living Tribunal did it, and Mana Marco did it. But every single time that happened, the method that caused it to happen got blinked out of existence. So it can't be replicated easily.
Recalling this knowledge, Talzin just kind of blinks for a couple moments. And then he looks at Farron. There might be something there. I'm not quite sure, but that's neither here nor there at this point. We can figure that out later. My question to you, rather, is continuing on about you talking about your family, rather, is your faith in Azura. Is it there, or is it complications?
Well, it's not so much that I don't have faith in her. I don't really have faith in myself to be able to sway her. I'm not Feldrin after all. I'm just one of her children. I might have this blade of hers, but I never really considered myself to be. Well, here's the thing. I pay my respects to the True Tribunal as much as any Dunmer, but at the end of the day, I'm not terrible. I've never been terribly religious.
Well, neither have I.
It's just. Sorry.
No, please.
It's just. Back in those days when. Just trying to stay alive on the streets. Never felt like there was any sort of. Any sort of divine influence, there when I, where was, our patron when we were suffering attacks by the Argonians, not to be blasphemous, but that's not the point anyway. It's just
right.
I'm just not sure I would be able to. I'm not sure I'm even right for this prophecy. Like, what exactly do I bring to the table here?
You bring a lot. You were able to pass her trial. You have that blade, and that's something that Feldrin doesn't have. Even if he is the chosen of Azura, that doesn't mean you're not special, Farron. And he's going to pat you on the thigh for reassurance. He smiles.
Suppose it's reassuring to hear. I wouldn't listen to me anyway. I'm just serial complainer, it seems.
I think you've earned that.
Well, we did just survive a horrible nightmare world. Unimaginable sights, definitely unimaginable smells. Certainly, will not be able to get those out, no matter how hard I scrub. Ugh.
I don't believe that. And Talzin stands and offers you a hand.
He will take it with a graceful smile.
I actually explored just a wee bit of this lovely, lovely house that Meridia has graced us with, and I actually found a bath.
Oh, really?
Aye, it even has a little bit of a couple oils in there, a little bit of soap. I know you're probably not used to that kind of thing, but I could teach you a thing or two about proper bathing. He winks.
Well, even soap was hard to come by back in my day, now that I think about it.
It's definitely hard to come out in the field, that's for sure. What in the fuck?
What was that?
Careless whispers.
That was fucking...
Sound like that.
That is so distorted. Meridia playing it through the goddamn microphone.
Brady just holding like a little microphone up, little headset up to the microphone. To play.
The fucking magic intercom.
Yeah, that's why it sounds so bad.
Voice
There he
perpetually
is.
broken. Hey,
Hi, I'm here.
Hello.
voice mod perpetually broken, which is why I haven't used the echoey setting for talking in a Daedric Prince's voice, though I might try it today. I did spend money on that thing.
It do be doing.
Mm-hmm. Anyways. Is this gonna be a fade to black thing? Because...
Aww.
Yeah, just Taliesin's gonna lead Farron to the wherever the fucking bath is and just help.
Help.
Hey, yo!
Oh shit, I have to turn on graphics.
I think the answer is yes, so it is a fade to black at that point.
Probably for
Yes,
the best.
fade to black. Moving on.
Well,
Hello, chat. The DM is Arrow Ace. The DM don't do that shit.
Even if you weren't, like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't
it's not
do that
kind
shit in voice. Nuh-uh.
I wouldn't
It's not
do
that
A
kind of
little
campaign.
weird.
I'm not gonna continue that, Lamal.
It's not that type of campaign.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Do roleplay the schmecks.
Can you just fucking vote
Nobody
for
even said-
ERP, Lamal?
Nobody even said that would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh.
So is this just, I guess just for my knowledge, is this the same day? Or is it like,
Yeah, this is the
next
same
day?
day. You haven't taken a long rest yet. Is there something I want to
Oh.
do to one of you when a long rest happens?
Hey, yo.
Not a bad
Okay,
thing.
great.
I promise. I
Yeah.
promise this
Uh-huh.
time.
What if I'm scared?
No reason to be.
Press X to out. Drop that in the chat. Press X to out.
It's on
I
it.
guess-
I'm being serious. It's nothing to worry about, okay? I'm just very
Okay.
excited I get to finally do this. I've been like hanging on to these pieces for like a long time going, oh, I can't wait until this group gets into this.
Fucking Nox.
What?
He's just whining in the
You're
background.
scared. You're scared noises. I'm just staring at your fucking like character artist is not fitting. It's so funny.
It is
Valerior
Jenna
is
Marbles
not
dogging right
fitting.
now.
Oh shit, I gotta resize my thingy.
Making Kermit
Yeah.
noises in the background.
We'll
Does it
get
look
to like
shit right now?
ironing out
Okay.
the little problems later. I already made a suggestion to Taliesin to alleviate the issue a little bit.
Can I go find Alira? I guess while this is happening.
Yes. Yeah, you watch him go upstairs and you're like, I'm out, and you go find Alira.
She's probably still
Alira.
sitting.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, she comes. Alright, he comes back. I have a question. You know how they were just talking about naming all of these Daedric princes and how we have to get a number, I guess, to help us. What about, and then he points to, I guess, your holy symbol. I don't know if it's visible or not, but he's like, does it have to be Daedric, or can like any god thing, something other than mortal helped send us over?
Maria seemed to mention the princess specifically, and we are on this side of the liminal border.
But aren't they all on the same side?
No.
I'm not even sure. She'll try to
You wouldn't
feel
as a
Xanathar's press.
you would know naturally, Alira, from your teachings, is that all the Adric gods and their divine bodies are on the Tamriel side. They have separated. They have put all the Daedric princes in a naughty corner because they couldn't behave themselves.
Oh.
So they are on the proper side of the liminal barrier. The Adric gods. So Xanathar is over on the Tamriel side, but the Daedric princes are on in the naughty corner side of the barrier. Which is the side you are now on, so you are here.
We're the bad.
We the baddies.
Yeah,
As
you
glad
got
as
put
I
in the
am
naughty
to
corner.
not be in Manamarco's realm anymore, it is true that we're even further from the Aedra here.
Oh, I just thought like when they said we were in different realms, like everyone else was in space and with the stars, and then we were just like on the dirt. And I guess not.
But very far out, farther than most mortals ever make it.
Well, I mean, we did something different. And he tries to just like smile and chuckle through it. It's like, yeah, we further than everyone else. But okay, I guess never mind then.
I do wonder what the others think our next step should be. She's just thumbing through her Xanathar prayer book, even though she can't feel them.
Well, I'll trust you guys. I mean, give me something to hit. That's how I can help. I'll leave the plans to the smarter people.
I'm afraid this might be more of a game of wits rather than force. Although I suppose it depends on the prince.
Okay, I'll try to be quiet then.
Yep,
And
princess.
what is Glarior doing at this point in time?
We haven't advanced past.
No, it's not the next day yet.
Okay, so.
It's still the same day that you got to the...
Okay. You know, that's a great question. I don't know, probably after his conversation with Taliesin, he's just sitting and listening to the voices. Or talking to Keldrin. I don't know, doing something.
They are a lot stronger.
They're there! That's what matters.
They're right there!
Better than not there at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's...
Here, I have a little infographic that I am going to post to you guys in general.
Oh.
So there's your little representation of where the liminal barrier is. And you are in it.
Hey guys, if we jump southwest, I can go home.
Yeah, but that as it also shows what I've been trying to say about the Necromancer's Moon, is it's up again. It's near the liminal barrier, but it's on the Tamriel side because he became a prince after it was created.
God, that's
Like a full-fledged prince.
Ooh. I like that. I'm going to use that from now on.
yoink.
Okay.
Yeah,
You want the base one that I didn't edit?
please.
Sure.
Without the
Okay,
you
I'm
are
working on it.
here.
Calm down, slow down.
Without the "you are here," yeah, no, we've been on the colored rooms this entire time.
Looks like a donut.
The ethereal
It is
donut.
a donut. The donut of reality.
Imperial donut.
The celestial donut, even.
Delicious. Dunkachino!
I hate you.
Oh god. I even put it in the Necromancer's Moon, the correct position next to RK, because he likes to torture the shit out of RK. Anyways. So, what is Glarior doing? Sleeping? Boning?
What?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
I mean, okay, Caldron's right there, but no, not yet. Blair
Okay.
witching in the corner.
No, not yet.
He's probably Blair witching in the middle of his room,
He's T-posing.
sitting with. No, he's A-posing. Get it right.
A framing, actually.
Excuse me. He's idle animationing. Yeah, he's just sitting there listening to the voices of Apocrypha and the Black Book. Probably not doing anything super special.
All right. So, barring anything else, everybody settles down for sleep. And that does mean you too, Taliesin, in order to erase that. Any exhaustion, you do have to sleep. Or else it remains. So, it's almost like correcting the course, you know? Like, when the exhaustion is gone, you can stay up. But when you do have an exhaustion point brought on by magical or outside forces that are not of your choosing, you have to naturally take that off.
No, yeah, we discussed that already. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Okay. With that, everybody settles down into a peaceful sleep. The first in a long time. Roll for sanity! No, I'm kidding.
Hmm.
In real life, I mean.
Yeah.
I
In
don't
real
have
life.
HP. Someone needs to roll for me.
Nat 1.
Fuck you.
I might actually do 2 of these today. We will
Uh-oh.
see. Because this is gonna be fun. Been looking forward to doing this. But Taliesin, it's a strange thing sleeping. You don't do that much anymore because of Nocturnal's gifts. Her power can sustain you and keep you rested without once closing your eyes. But that is a very foreign concept for a mortal, because you do need to actually sleep as a mortal. It's a function of being mortal, but it took originally some time to get used to, and now that you're able to do it, actually sleeping is almost a treat, like visiting an old friend. It's nice to do it every once in a while, but you're kind of like digging the new thing a little bit, you know? And as you drift off into sleep, you feel that light weightlessness just kind of enclose you, and you feel like you're drifting. And your heart rate slowing, your body relaxing. And I'm gonna drag you down.
Oh no. Hello.
Now I get to finally read this.
Oh
I've
shit.
written. Yeah, this is one of the short stories I was talking about.
By all means.
Weak. That's all he had ever been considered. A member of the prestigious Van Thuren bloodline. He was weak because his magic did not flourish like his parents or siblings, cast aside and forgotten. Sure, he had friends, but they were only as such out of pity. He never had true friends, ones with power and influence, to where he could make his family proud and be favored, be the favored child like his sister. This was a transgression he needed to fix. Like an armorer, looking into bettering his techniques to forge the strongest blade possible. He searched for years, ways he could grow his manipulation of magicka to show he was grand at magic as the Malleus family, or even Queen Ahren herself. If he could just achieve such heights, he could slow his aging like she did. Maybe even stop it like the greats that came before. Vanis Galarian, Devathfir, Manamarco. Now he was a visionary. A powerful Altmer that went to any lengths to prove himself and better his skills at all costs, much like him. Years of study and hard work, and his magical abilities only inched forward. He did not grow in power, not until he met him, Silenir Malleus, head of the Malleus bloodline and right hand to herself. Immediately, Araclane made himself useful. Got on the fellow Altmer's good side, offered platitudes, and stroked his ego. It worked. They became acquaintances, then friends. And now here they sat on a terrace overlooking Eleanor, enjoying the finest first-hold wine. The silence was near deafening, lacing and weaving through the air like into a thick blanket that wrapped around them. Fortunately, Silenir tugged off that stifling silence and poured more wine into his crystal goblet from the carafe. A heavy breath as he stared out at the southern Etheric Ocean. You have proven yourself so much more than the others before you, Arclane. Do you realize that? Arclane dipped his head to Silenir and thanks. Your words honor me. Your loyalty honors me. You have done things for me without question that others would have tried to implicate me in order to gain ground with our queen. You follow decorum. He continued, then took a slow sip of his wine. Arclane looked over to his fellow Altmer, waiting with bated breath for more. Words that came, clearing the air that better than the brightest night, with both moons set at full, reflecting off the ocean water. I seek to reward your loyalty, but what I share must be kept in confidence between you and me, as the world would not understand, not yet anyway. Arclane's gold eyes flicked over to his friend, brow raising. How so? What I offer you is power. Real power. The kind you've craved for so long, from that of a Daedric prince, who offers so much to those who seek it, and in return all he requires is loyalty. The words he spoke were spoken so smoothly and easily, as if speaking about a prince was as casual as the sun does walk. Silenir looked him over as if studying him like a new tome freshly purchased. Arclane knew that this was the only chance he had to show how powerful he could be, to prove to his aging parents that they were wrong once and for all. What kind of power? He asked calmly. Magic, of course. Your plight is well known in the houses. I took you under my wing because I knew you had the intelligence required for what I hope to achieve. And I can give you everything. I only ask one thing of you. Arklane's heart pounded in his ears. Finally, he had his chance. He set down his wine and sat straight. What would that be? Loyalty to me and my master. That was all? Just loyalty to someone he was already loyal to? This was perfect. Selenir, you know I have always been loyal to you. You have shown me kindness despite my obvious deficiencies as an Altmer. Deficiencies my own father sees as a darkened mark on the Dominion. Selenir gave us a very faint smirk. And refuses to speak with you for something out of your control. Essentially disowned me, Arklane agreed. He took a breath. You have my loyalty and confidence. Which prince do you serve? Who will I get the power I deserve from? Selenir smirked. Setting down his glass for a moment, he closed his eyes and took a breath, clearly pleased. When he opened his eyes, his pale blue irises were now glowing a bright blue and the sclera had turned black. Mana Marco. And that's where the dream ends. I'll send you back up.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello!
I am a bit speechless. Was I in his
A date does reverberate through your head as if you were there yourself. The 2nd of Evening Star, 4E150.
Oh wow, that's a while ago.
It's like a million years ago.
It was pre-Great War.
Was I in his perspective?
You were in Arklane's perspective, yes.
Wow.
Fuck. Okay.
Can you see, though, why I've been so excited to share this stuff with you guys?
Yeah. Okay.
He has some life choices to rethink.
You guys will get it soon.
So can I react now in the long rest, or do you want to wait?
Yes. You wake up and it is at morning by the time you wake up. So
Okay.
It's like the traditional REM cycle. You had that right at the end of your sleep cycle.
As the dream ends, Talzin shoots up from his sleep, and it's just holding his head. Oh, what the fuck was that? He looks over to his left. Is Farron still asleep?
Most likely is.
Okay. Shouldn't bother you with that. And he just slowly gets up and immediately just starts getting ready for the day. Very troubled look on his face, but he doesn't say anything else.
Sarah, I have a
Yes.
question. When does sanity go back down?
It takes down one by one each night you rest.
Okay. Wanted to make sure. I'm still having the vision. Or something. I don't fucking know. I'm still at 2 points.
I can't share this in handouts until something's said about it, but I'm waiting. And as you
Fair.
guys slowly awake, mark off a long rest.
You have 2 points even after long resting?
Yep. When I
You had
got
3 sanity.
forehead touched by Mana Marco, I got 3 sanity points, like at once.
Oh fuck.
Because I rolled a 1.
It was really bad.
That shit was scary. It sucked.
Yeah. I'll mark off a long rest for Tiny.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go. Seems like everyone got here early. I'm sorry to dig out, guys, but I will catch
That's
you next
alright.
week.
That's alright. You know where the VOD will be to catch up.
Yes. Okay, bye.
Bye, Wave.
Bye.
Fun.
Alright. And as you guys slowly wake, one by one, and gather in the main room, Allison, how are you feeling about that very realistic dream you had? Like, you could taste the wine. You can smell the sea breeze. Everything looked clear, like you were there.
He looks. That's a very good question.
Is this something I would need to roll for, or?
Not you.
No.
You can insight him, but he needs to figure out how he feels.
Gotcha.
Taliesin, like, you wouldn't obviously see him by the time you woke up, because he's out of the room already. But he's already drinking something in the morning, or roughly what you think is morning. And he, what he usually would do is he would get ready, make himself look a little neat and tidy and pretty, but he actually looks disheveled. For once. His beard looks a little unkept, his hair is in a frazzle like he forgot to comb it. Thankfully he doesn't have the bags under his eyes, but the mark of Nocturnal is still there. And his eyes are just like looking at everyone quickly before he just looks back down at the ground. And while he's like leaning against a table, just appear like he's looking, like he's thinking really hard about something. I'd say for once he kind of looks like Glarior.
Oh! Morning drinking. What's the occasion?
They're just troubling dreams is all.
That was a dumb question on my part. Sorry.
No, you're fine, love. It's just did not expect something so vivid and clear for a dream. It actually felt like I was bloody there.
One of those, huh?
It was almost like a vision. And when he says that, he looks directly at Farron.
Considering all the crap that's happened to us as of late, maybe it was a vision.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know how strong Nocturnal's presence is here, and I'm not even sure she would be able to reach in depth into my mind to do that. I still don't completely understand the power Daedric Prince completely has. Though if she's also the Daedric Prince of forgotten memories, or memories that are not one's own, it honestly felt like I was touched by, I don't know, maybe Mora?
I guess that's a question for Glarior then.
Perhaps.
Can't say I would find the prospect of Princess sending visions into my mind in my sleep a very comfortable one.
It was one of the best sleeps I've actually ever had. But the things that I saw were not my own. Is Glario in the room?
I was about to ask a question. Is Talazan in, like, the main area?
Yes.
Yes.
Or, like, whatever? Okay, I'm going back to Old Faithful because I haven't had a chance to do this in a while. He's standing right behind you.
I fucking
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Completely covered from, like, I don't know, probably Farron's line of sight because Glario's so fucking tiny.
Hey, that's my job.
And he's like, he doesn't see Glario in the room, and he just looks at Farron's like, it's like blinks. He's right behind me, isn't he?
It's who behind you? He would look over.
He'll look around because, like, Glarier's
Yeah.
short, so...
Oh.
Whips over him completely.
Oh, yep. Apparently he was. I didn't bloody see him.
He slowly turns around and just looks at him, and he looks very troubled.
Glarior is combing his claws through his braid, undoing it. You don't need to repeat yourself. I heard everything.
Well, that's good.
Tell me what you saw, if you can.
Well, I definitely can. It was the clearest dream I've had. I wasn't in my body. I was in Araclane's body. The one who I used to call Uncle, one of the anchorites.
Wine guy.
Yes, him.
I remember. Yes.
Former mentor and all that. And I had a dream about him accepting power from Silanir. For some reason I can even recall the date this happened. It was the 2nd of Evening Star, 150, the 4th era. Before the Great War.
Wow.
Technically before I knew your family, too.
And he also says that.
I need to find something.
And
But you were in his mind?
I think I was. He looks like he's having a really hard time processing.
For you 150, he said?
Yes.
Ori 150.
2nd of Evening Star.
And now I will share the entire short story. It will be in handouts.
That was even before my time. Before I was born. From what you describe, it does... Can I fucking help you, Java?
As the cat appears.
Come here. Come here.
Get over here.
No. You have to do a sponsor brand deal. You have to say something.
Okay. That
Thank
sounds
you,
typical.
Java.
Really need someone to animate every time the cat boss knocks when we stream.
He needs his own little
Pulled
spray.
completely out of him.
Right in the middle of roleplay, just like, yeah, hello, cat.
Meow.
We need Java and YB sprites.
Yeah.
I'm not drawing that.
Damn.
Give me 2 months and then I'll get back to you.
Jesus Christ.
I need a break. And I need...
He does. He drew like what is figuratively 7 sprites with 7 alternates. So
Very true.
Oh
yeah.
god.
Anyway, what was I saying?
You're talking about the date.
Yes. Before I was born. You say it felt like you were in Araclane's body. Or rather, you were Araclane, it sounds like.
He nods.
Quick DM question. I would assume so, but I'm just making sure. Would Glarior have heard of or experienced, like, these types of visions before? Like, heard about them from Falnir, or...
You heard about them from Falnir, but you have not experienced them yourself.
Okay.
Because this is like some really clear shit somebody is putting into your mind. It's that much is obvious.
Yeah. So he would know that it's somebody else beaming that into...
Yeah.
Okay.
You just don't know if it's Daedric influenced or if it's the Aedra doing it.
Yeah, right, of course. He thinks for a bit, completely undoing his braid. And as he starts to redo it, he tilts his head off to one side. Well, I've heard of this phenomenon before. I've not experienced it myself. I know Falnir has. I'd be surprised if he hadn't. Maybe some of my other relatives have experienced it as well. But that is usually the case when someone or something plants this... I don't know what I would call it. Not so much a vision as it is somebody else's memory. Directly to you. Either as a message or a warning.
Or premonition?
Maybe, but in our case I would take it more so as... not so much a warning, but... information. Someone, somewhere wanted you to know that, and they gave it to you directly. I wouldn't begin to think of who.
Well, there are only two things that can come to mind, and they're both either your or my prince. And I don't know if Nocturnal is one to take memories that are not mine own and plant them in my head. But I know yours is, at least based on our last discussion, is capable of doing that.
Glarior gets a haunted look on his face. The 1,000-yard stare goes even more distant.
He's back to normal.
Yep. He looks normal
Hello,
again.
darkness, my old friend.
He stops doing his braid and grips that section of his hair with white-knuckling force. Often, yes. But I do not see how Hermaeus Mora... Nope, that's not what I wanted to say. I do not see why Hermaeus Mora would... give you this with nothing else. I doubt it was Nocturnal's doing, although it is not outside the question. Daedric princes work in strange ways, and I'm no master.
I'm not the expert here, but wouldn't if he needed to send a message, wouldn't he send it to you instead? It was chosen, right?
That is the question.
Context is in what the subject matter was.
Yeah. Not necessarily.
Farron doesn't know that.
Yeah, well.
Thank you, God.
Since...
He didn't go to school.
Where's my Wendigoon sticker?
Yeah, well, Farron's a twink. Dumb little twink.
I was saying uneducated, but that is one thing.
Glarior kind of shakes his head a little bit. Not necessarily. If Hermaeus Mora had a hand in it, or lack thereof, I would not be surprised by any means. You are close to me, therefore you are close to him. But Araclane was, for lack of better speech, your person. The one you were betrayed by, the one you were closest to in Silenir's pocket.
He did give you the wine.
He did.
Yes.
That's the only part he remembers!
Well,
If Emmaus Mora wanted you to see this message, he wouldn't have gone through me. He very well could have gone directly to you. And I
Point
wouldn't know
noted.
it. You wouldn't know it either. It is important to know, and you must know it. Although for why, I can't begin to theorize, not right now.
well, I'd say that I'm not entirely sure what whoever gave it to me, but I can say that through this little, whatever you would call it, this dream, because it was very much a dream, that this sight that I was given didn't just show me Araclane's past. It didn't give me Araclane's, his body either, but his thoughts, his innermost thoughts, his history. And this is why I'm troubled about it. It seems to me that over the years, Araclane and I could see why Araclane liked me so damn much, is because we're the same bloody person. And he takes a drink.
I'm not sure I'd say that. For one, you're not a stinky elder, no offense. Full offense in this case.
It's not what I meant. We're both from noble houses. I don't know if he's a bastard, but his family did not seem to have the best relationship with him. He's trying to prove something to his father. He wanted power. He wanted to make it out on his own, and he's the black sheep of his family. Exactly like me.
And unlike you, he made a deal with Silenir.
Indeed.
To be envious of you nobles, but now I think it might suck even more.
There's not much to be envious about when you're not even treated like a noble, so all you get is certain prospects, but most of my prospects were earned through military service. So, that being said, that's what he seemed to earn as well, with his service to both Silenir and the Thalmor, for that matter. His was the Thalmor, mine was the Legion. He got offered the power to serve Manamarco as one of his revenants, and I am Nocturnal's champion. He just glances at both of them as he says this.
I see.
There's much that makes you similar, but there's much that makes you different.
I
Why
definitely
does
agree
this
with that.
trouble you? Aside from the fact that you lost a valuable ally, we have known for some time that Araclane cannot be trusted. There's a
No matter
deeper
how
thing that is
nice his
troubling
wine
you.
may be.
Yes.
I haven't even drinking it yet.
There's something else that troubles you about this. You were not this shaken. Tell me what it is.
It's
Baron nods. Cat.
what shakes me so much, Glarior, is because of that vividness, that clarity. It's the clearest dream I've ever had in my entire fucking life. It wasn't the fact that our lives are parallel, it's the fact that I felt his emotion. That want, that desire, that deep longing to prove people wrong, to have some sorts of power that I could have, and it felt so damn similar to my own. It troubled me because if I was offered that position, if I was in Araclane's shoes, it would end the same damn way. And the only reason it didn't is because I'm here now.
Would it? Would you have taken up a deal with the God of Worms? The one who, in his past, has risen and fallen, ascended to the most vile of godhoods one could ever imagine, manipulated his way into darkening the skies, and now threatens the very sanctity of Tamriel itself? Would you? If it was you in that room, barring whatever Araclane thought, whatever he felt, if you were in Araclane's place, right here, right now, would you accept Silanir's offer?
He takes a moment, looking between Farron, Glarior, and then over to Alir, who's cooking. I would imagine some cooking.
Even Farron is starting to consider this too.
At this point in time, I would refuse it, because, well, if I was Araclane and I did keep true to my values like he taught me to, I would say no and call Silanir a madman. If I knew everything that was to be learned about Manamarco in the past, if I had any inkling of the crazy bastard's plans in the first place, and what destruction it might cause, I'd still say no. Because even then, I earned what I got myself, not through Silanir, not through anyone else. I mean, shit, even my time in the Legion wasn't all that great, but I did it. But that is what the scary part is. If none of that happened, if it was any different, any at all, if I was back then offered something before I met all of you, before I was even gifted Nocturnal's embrace, I might have. Just because I was spiteful, angry. I was seen as a ghost. And as selfish as that is, that's who I was. But I'm glad to say it's not me now.
And he raised you in his image.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but I can kind of see it.
And he looks at Farron. What do you mean?
I mean, considering where you were back then, if you were in a rougher place and you really had no other options, maybe you really would have considered it. I mean, hell, there were times in my past I might have considered some horrible... I mean, I almost nearly did! But that's neither here nor there. But the point is, you know, you could think about what ifs, but at the end of the day, that it didn't happen like that. I think we're on a better path now, so...
Right. I agree. But he does look back to Glarior. Raised in his image. I suppose I can...
was around in your youth a lot.
I could say that. With his old age as a revenant, it wouldn't really surprise me if he saw some of himself in me. But those are questions I can ask him once we cross blades with one another, I suppose. Fuck me. And he takes another swig.
It's always unnecessarily complicated, isn't it?
Nothing is without its complications. Considering your age, and the time at which Araclane accepted this power, I would find it highly likely, even probable, that he was raising you in his image to follow in his footsteps and join with his Dark Master. It is a common thing, I fear.
You would see Talzin's gaze, like, actually mirror your own as he stares at you, but he's not staring at you, he's staring through you. And his vision darkens. But he doesn't say anything.
You see it now. The doubt. The not knowing is always the scariest part. And yet...
What? I'm in D&D right now, Kieran.
Is immersion broken again?
Just a random person walks into the colored rooms.
Are you being bullied, Java?
You wanted to see her.
I do. Hi, baby.
Please, I
Oh, she
need someone
does.
to animate that.
God damn it, Kieran, I forgot what I was talking about.
When are we gonna get our own studio?
You said,
Ah.
Jesus, you said
What
that,
was I saying?
The day we
Doubts.
start playing this together in person.
you
Hell
were
yeah.
saying about, doubts and seeing it now.
Yes. The doubt, the fear that comes with the not knowing. The truth of the matter is, Taliesin, excuse me,
Bless you.
you can never know someone's true intentions. No matter how much you do know them, or think you know them.
He trails off for a moment and his expression shifts. One of great pain, and his hands flex. Claws bared, like he's getting ready to sink them into something and tear.
You will never know anyone. But Farron is right, and I've told you this before. The past is in the past. You can't change it, and you will waste your time lingering on it. I am guilty of this. Everyone is guilty of this. It is in our nature to think and be reminded and dwell on those memories. But what is important, at least now, is that you know something more. Dare I say, you have an edge against him. Which is more than I could say.
Right.
You're not him.
No,
You
it's
never
not.
will be. He failed.
Failed. He just repeats that and turns away from Galarior to open his Book of Shadows to write something in it.
I'll watch what he's writing.
He's just making a note on what he saw, and it's basically what he's explained. He's basically making a journal entry where he's like talking about the vision so he can refer to it later, and how Araclane and him kind of mirror one another. But Araclane accepted Mannimarco's gift while he was gifted with Nocturnal and wondering what this really means, but shortly after he sees you peeking, he closes the book.
When you're on your phone and someone's just trying to look over it.
Yeah.
Glarior just stands there, not seeming to get the cue that peeking is not welcome.
Alright, maybe back up a little there, buddy.
Yeah. He does give Glarior a very small smirk. Glarior, this is my, consider this to be my black book while you have yours, eh? And he gives him a wink while opening the book and holding it higher so he doesn't see it.
Don't look.
Inquisitive minds will be inquisitive.
I cannot
I
blame
will
you,
not pry.
and I appreciate that.
I've made that mistake once before. And he turns to step away.
Opens the book back up and finishes the journal entry.
Well, that was interesting morning conversation.
Yes.
You guys will find the short story in handouts.
I am
Oh,
looking
yeah.
with my eyeballs.
Your eyeballs.
My eyeballs.
Alright, Barrels.
Eyeballs.
So basically, in essence, Taliesin is going both Wogue and Wogar this morning. But after that, he finishes his journal entry, and he's like,
Now,
kind of vibing, but still.
why don't we
thinking.
get some breakfast? You know.
Pancakes!
Whatever Lyra is making, it smells bloody lovely, that's for sure.
Doesn't it always?
She made way too much.
Stress
An
cooking.
overabundance.
100%.
Suddenly you just have like Dramora of Meridia just crawling through the windows trying to get at it.
Like,
Wow,
she
this
was
is a lot.
listening, but she was trying not to listen, and in doing that, she kind of just kept cooking.
ADHD moment.
I think this is more food than I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's a lot of pancakes.
I, Gee, didn't even notice. Eat up?
I mean, I certainly can't eat all this, but thank you very much.
Glarior fucking eyes the pancakes like a vulture. He's like, what the fuck is that?
It's a Breton specialty. Fucking eat it!
Seeing Mr. I don't eat many things, eye them. He grins, kind of getting some semblance back as if the conversation has kind of quelled some thoughts. He says, I'm assuming you've never seen a pancake before?
He looks at Taliesin, has that same absent, half-neutral expression.
Can Bosmer eat flour?
What do you think?
Fear just shrugs.
Unless that flour's made from the bones of his enemies.
Bone flour?
We had bone flour when I was young.
Well,
I don't think this is bone flour.
It is wheat. But that being said, what did you use to make these earlier? If I may ask, I wasn't quite paying attention, as you kind of saw.
Not bone flour, just the regular wheat. Right?
Mario looks a little disappointed.
So it's like a little bit of. It basically looks like a buttermilk pancake.
Like a 5-year-old child kicking at the ground, like, damn it, Mom!
Farron is already stacking his plate. He seems to have gotten his appetite back.
Taliesin will grab one and cut it like in a quarter, put it on a plate and hand it to Glarior. This is called a pancake. Very much you make a cake in a pan using flour, and typically you would add butter and syrup to it, or whatever the fuck you want to. You could add blood for all I care. Might actually taste good in your favor.
Ugh.
He gives Taliesin a nasty side eye.
Bombastic side eye. Is that a good expression?
It's just like
I'm a
grinning.
little. Forgive me for being a little deterred at a mention of blood.
He shrugs. Well, regardless, it's pretty plain. There's not much flavor to it unless you add something, but considering how they were cooked it, there's quite a bit of flavor, I'd imagine. So try it, see if you like it. And hands him the plate.
He takes the plate and grabs the pancake quarter and takes a testing bite. Where's my d20?
Please roll good, please roll good, please roll good, please roll good. Son of a
Nope.
bitch.
Ah, he does
Right.
not like too spongy.
He pulls a couple faces. In the
But your
instant-
friend did make them.
Yeah. In the instant that it enters his mouth, he pulls a couple weird faces. He takes a breath, kind of holds it like he's thinking about it, and then slowly puts the plate and the rest of the pancake quarter back on the table. I'm not familiar with any of that. The texture, the taste, the smell, mostly.
I see.
Suppose that makes sense. It is a bit, anyone who hasn't eaten meat, or always has eaten meat, the texture might throw you off, but it's essentially one of those breakfasts that are like a sweet, if you make it correctly. I.e. pancake, but don't worry. And Taliesin just like fucking shoves the quarter in his mouth.
Oh, wow.
Just
It
back
is-
then, like he didn't care with the fucking spit glob.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
that
God.
happened.
There wasn't any
Well-
ink in that.
It is a peaceful morning. And oh my god, food like this is a fucking godsend after what you've been through.
You could even say
It-
Meridiascent.
Or Atrix scent.
No offensive side eye.
Zenithar scent because she's priest of Zenithar.
Ha
It is a welcome change of pace. And you almost don't want to leave. But as you're thinking that, Meredy appears behind you at the table, watching.
Is it just like a sudden, or is it just slowly emerging?
Slowly emerging, like reverse ghosting out.
Okay. Taliesin covers his
Weird.
eyes.
Oh,
Looks at her,
hello.
watches her emerge.
No wonder you're called Lady of Infinite Energies. God, you're blinding.
Why, thank you.
Fucking Glarior's pupils are
shit.
doing the cat thing.
You shine a light in them.
It's like complete slits.
Yeah.
Like slits and like reflecting the light back.
Like this? Anyways, she is holding something in her hand. It looks kind of like an amulet.
Oh, what is that?
How you will traverse these realms.
Oh.
It is an object made by a lost Daedric prince. It will allow you to walk between the planes. But be warned, if you have not been to the plane you are targeting, you may get sent to a random one.
Joy.
She holds it out. Who wishes to be the guide to the rest of you through the realms?
Galeriard immediately starts to raise his hand.
She hands it to you.
Yeah.
She hands it to Glarior.
We've been through Oblivion before.
How many planes have you been to? Like, you have to have... Here's the stipulation. You have to have physically been to these planes. Not as a spirit. Not as a projection. You have to have physically been there. Your being had to have been there. And I'm going to say now, that would have been none of you. Because it's very hard for a mortal. Just like it's hard for the Daedric princes to get to Tamriel, it's hard for mortals to get to the plains of Oblivion.
I have a question, actually. Wasn't Taliesin in the Everglobe to talk to Nocturnal?
No, you were at the Ebon Mirror inside the Twilight Sepulchre. You did not go inside the Everglobe.
Oh, okay. Cool. Just clarifying.
Yeah, it's a temple in the south of Falkreath. In the mountains.
Thumbs up.
So, what she hands you is an amulet that appears to be like it's circular, but inside it looks like the metal is encasing what looks like a star of shattered metal or glass. Almost like it's containing it.
Hello, Athelia.
Shut up! You don't know who did it! Anyways, the rules of the amulet, and I am going to drag it onto your sheet because I did make this a physical items. It kind of operates. It's like the amulet of planes, but it operates differently because of like the different nature between the D&D planes compared to the Elder Scrolls planes. So, I made this specifically for Elder Scrolls planes. It should be in your inventory. Did it drag in? Yes. It's called the Amulet of Planewalk. And it does require attunement. So, the rules of this amulet: once per day you may hold it up to the light and open a golden path to walk to the plane you have visited of your choice that belongs to a Daedric prince. If you have not visited the plane, you will be transported at random with a 25... Basically, you'll roll a D100, 25% chance you will get to the plane of your choice. If it's above 25%, you'll be sent to a random plane.
Ends up back on the Necromancer's move.
Fuck!
No! I'm gonna get to that. She does explain the rules of this amulet and how it works. It has only ever worked properly for its creator. Unfortunately, that prince has been lost to time. But I did make a mild alteration, so you cannot be sent to the Necromancer's moon. It will just send you right back here.
Well, that's as definitely perfect fail-safe if that would have happened.
Oh, yes.
I don't know.
Because there would be no way for you to get out of there if it did send you there.
Don't think I want to go back there for at least a while.
Ever.
Well, I wouldn't think you would want to go back there for a while.
Yes. While you're here, Meridia, I actually have a very important question.
What is that?
When we were traversing Manamarco's palace, we overheard his discussion with the other anchorites about the day it currently was, on the Necromancer's moon at least. How exactly does time work in Oblivion?
Depends on what the prince of that realm wishes it to be. Right now, I have... Time is passing slower on Tamriel. I would assume, if I could see it, than here. To bide you time.
Right. It seems to be the same way as it is on the Necromancer's moon, because I recall specifically, based on my keen mind feat, that we were on the moon for at least 4 bloody days. And when I heard
that is true.
And while I heard that,
in order for him,
go on.
Mm-hmm. Go.
Well, while I was
Who's going? Which one?
Desk. I'll go. While that is true, keep in mind, in order for him to have such influence over Tamriel, he has to synchronize the time of his realm to Tamriel. So 4 days did likely pass.
It's funny you mention that, because he said that it was only been 1 day. The eclipse had passed since we were there, not 4.
But you were sent to the Necromancer's moon prior to the eclipse. By a couple of days. Because I felt your presence on the moon a couple of days before the eclipse would have happened.
I see. I'm not going to pretend.
What day it is on Tamriel now, I do not know.
I'm not going to pretend like I understand how that works. That sounds bloody complicated, but that's good to know regardless. And he does give Farron a look.
Farron is considering all these implications.
Just as a warning, there is a chance you could be sent to one of Manamarco's allies. And in that case, you should still have the Oath of Charm. Correct? I never reclaimed it.
Still holding
In that case, channel its power and it'll protect you until you can leave again.
Right.
Yeah, we still have it.
Make your decision. Think on what you are going to do. We do not work easily together. We princes have our own paths and our own ideologies. And to make them align is a difficult task to do. And keep in mind, we do not know what Manamarco is up to, why he has blinded us from Tamriel. Gather information if you can, if you get sent to his allies.
That being said, Meridia, since you have a decent ideas on how all the princes work, aside from the ones that we are destined to, do you have any recommendations aside from Nocturnal, Azura, and Mora? I
have no idea. The choice is up to you. they have to want to send you back to Tamriel.
Shit, I was afraid you were going to say that.
Kind of figured.
Keep in mind, I have been missing for 3 years.
That is true. That is true, based on what my lady said.
Good luck. She vanishes again.
Glarior looks over at Taliesin. I can give the rest of us information about the other princes, and then we will decide where to go from there.
Well,
My personal recommendations, outside of our own circles. I need to look at the list of princes because I'm missing somebody. I would suggest, not suggest, but it would be easier, not easy, but easier to try and convince maybe Hircine. Clavicus Vile is tricky, but there's a workaround. Malakath is brutish, and yet honorable in his own way. Aside from that, I wouldn't want to consort with any other prince, but that leaves 2 empty positions. No, 1 empty position. I can do math.
So, what are the princes you are thinking of going for?
well, we already have 1 here, so that narrows down Meridia.
Yeah.
The other 3 would obviously be Nocturnal, Azura, and Mora. And then, based on Glarior's suggestions, there's Hircine, Clavicus Vile, Malakath. And this is going to lead to Taliesin's question to Glarior. Do you happen to know of any princes that might be potentially enemies of Boethia, Mafala, and Namira?
DM would I?
It tends to bounce back and forth. Like, for the longest time, the loyalties between those 4 particular princes and the rest of them have been, like, wavering back and forth. There was a time, like, as you guys know, Nocturnal worked with you guys, the players. Nocturnal worked with, like, Clavicus Vile and Namira. And then there was times that they hated each other and all that sort of stuff, but you do know that Hermaeus Mora does kind of have a little bit of a hate for Vermina because of reasons your characters do not know, but you do know Mora does not like Vermina very much.
I forgot Vermina's part of that list. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So who else allied with
Now would be a time to give you an additional note now that I got my actual note page up on this particular arc, is that 8 is the preferred amount, but the more princes you get, the better success you will have.
Okay, so like it's not required we have 8, or are you
It's
saying
not
that
required
more
to
is
have
better?
8. You could do it with as little as 4, but it's going to be immensely difficult. Like, the DC is going to go through the fucking roof.
Okay, so we're getting 8.
So the more princes you have to send you back, that DC drops.
Okay.
I can't tell you what the DC is.
Yeah,
but
obviously.
Watch it be a 1 anyway.
That would have to be all the princes, which is physically impossible.
Sarah's
No, I'm
not
saying watch
listening
us roll a 1.
No, you guys won't be doing the rolling.
Oh God.
It'll be the princes.
Oh God.
All right.
Galerior.
Why do you think I have sheets for all of them?
Galerior kind of shifts his gaze away, thinks for a moment. Daedric loyalties are not stable. They shift and ebb and flow like the tides. I do know that my Lord Mora is notoriously enemy of Vermina. Outside of his sphere, I don't know. But I could... Actually, wait. Galerior knows about the plane meld, right?
He would have some knowledge of the plane meld, not like extreme details, but
like the Moloch Ball Mana Marco thing, he would.
Yeah.
know.
Moleg Ball does dislike Mana Marco because not only did he try to usurp Moleg Ball's role in the past, he took 2 of Moleg Ball's realms
Yoink.
on
Yeah, okay.
death and profane magic.
Yep. Okay.
He's like, you're not gonna let me usurp you. I'm just gonna take it.
Yoink.
I hate to say this, but he might be one of the more promising ones in that case.
Galerior gives a wince. Like he doesn't want the next words to come out of his mouth.
He's a very icky prince.
Loath that I do to say it, we may find ourselves a decent ally, or enemy of our enemy in Molag Bal.
Oh.
Considering his past affiliations with Mana Marco, I would not be surprised if, with a little bit of talking and promises that we can't exactly make, surely he would want to retake what Mana Marco took from him and get back at the bastard.
I was talking to Farron about this yesterday, actually, and I was afraid we would have to go to him for that, because I'm not, I'm not really keen on Daedric Prince knowledge, but I do know about the plane meld and all the shit that, Fennec got into, based on the histories I studied about the heroes. So we share that disdain, but if we need to, we need to, and that's that.
As much as I
if you get to Apocrypha fairly early on, and being Hermaeus Mor's chosen, if his mood is good, he might actually allow you to read more in depth on not only the plane meld, but on Fennec and on Mana Marco and all the anchorites, essentially. You could end up getting a 1-up on them. To a point.
Get to go fucking...
As much as I'm disgusted at the prospect, he does seem like a decently likely candidate.
It's not as though we have a myriad of options to choose from.
What other princes do we have? I remember, I do recall Meridia talking about the Mad Prince as well as his, opposite. What was his name again?
Sheogorath and Jigalag.
Jigalag, that's what it was.
I hope you get to Jigalag's realm because that quest is going to be so fun.
That's his name? Seriously?
Boring.
What kind of name is that?
There are much more.
Jigalag has entered the chat.
Farron don't care.
Farron
don't care. He's like, who's this guy?
There are much lewder sounding words in Daedric, I assure you, but yes.
It's not lewd, it just sounds silly.
Jigalag means asshole.
Jigalag is said to be boring, or so I've heard. Very grey, but we may find a decent ally in Jigalag. I'm not keen on Sheogorath. There's always some maddening
more of the
twist
house of
in him.
Oh, it's more of the House of Troubles. We get going on this gang.
What is Jiggalag the prince of exactly?
Well, he's the Prince of Order. Logic. He is described by many as the Grey Prince of Order.
Oh.
Ah, shit, I forgot Malakath is also
Not
in the
like
House of
order
Troubles.
as like things are nice and peaceful, but order like khaki beige.
Like,
He's
fucking...
That's how I describe him. Is he's like beige khakis and
chess
orderly,
and fucking...
orderly office desk.
wearing a polo
Yeah.
that's perfectly tucked in.
Wait.
Yes.
chess and file
Okay,
cabinets.
hear me
Yes.
out. Hear me out. Malakath is also a decent gig because he doesn't like Boethia.
Yeah,
He's on the
Yeah.
list. I got him written on the list.
yeah.
Did Farron say that?
Oh, well, I don't think he would because Malakath is technically a member of the House of Troubles, so...
Right.
There's a lot of part of the House of Troubles. I'm just saying, you're not going to avoid them.
Well, I mean, if he is the Prince of Order, and Tamriel is currently in much disorder, then he might be actually a good fit to travel to.
I wouldn't depend on him for that.
You don't get much
When I say
choice.
order, don't think about necessarily organization, but more so things that are rigid, bleak, without color. No light, no life. Just the straight and narrow, no fluidity. I have a feeling he will be difficult. Danger of fear, order. And for good reason.
I think Manamarka would fear his version of Order too, wouldn't he?
I do not think Manamarka fears at all. Sorry about the background noise.
Regardless
That's
of
okay.
that,
It's just a couple Dremora just talking outside the house.
regardless of Manamarka fearing something or not, if we had Jiggalag's support, that's what I'm saying, it might be of great benefit to combat the Prince of Worms. At least that's what I think, but then again, I don't know much about him. It's just a suggestion.
It would be a valuable thing to look into, if we can avoid his other half along the way. It should not be.
Sorry. Don't worry about it.
Knowing Jiggalag and Sheogorath as a whole may not be easy.
Yeah, that's right. Given your like expertise on Daedric princes and being like close to one of them, you have learned that Sheogorath is the former hero of Kavach,
He knows.
turned Daedric prince, like mantled the former title, the old title of Sheogorath, and he and Jiggalag are kind of best buddies.
Oh no.
Because Sheogorath freed Jiggalag from his curse.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, not Glarier would know that straight up. Just be like, oh yeah, those two are friends. Don't ask how.
Where there is one, there's likely to be the other.
Also, Jiggalag currently, his realm is not very big, so he doesn't spend a lot of time there right now.
Oh boy, I'm gonna go hunt.
Because he's still rebuilding it. It's been 200 years. Give him time.
Bro.
What is 200 years to a Daedric prince, right?
Like half an afternoon.
Yeah, he's still working on it. And
Why
like,
did it?
Farron, you in the background, you're like, oh my god, this is most of the House of Troubles. And then you stop and go, Shit, right. 2/3 of the tribunal are on Manamarco's side.
Yeah, Farron is like, we're fucked.
Alright, well, we have your suggestions. Now, what would you not suggest?
Oh no, it's not letting me log back into the fucking
No.
game. I got locked out.
Oh,
It's
you
not
could
letting me
you
in.
got logged out. Fun.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Glarior kind of responds pretty quickly. Aside from the obvious, I would strictly stay away from, especially Mehrunes Dagon. I'm not keen on Periite, but if it is an avenue we must take, it is not the worst of the options. I would stay away from... Yucky.
He's stinky.
I would stay away from Sheogorath altogether, if it at all possible. I doubt it. I would stay away from Sanguine. And he looks uncomfortable. At all costs.
I will say the quest I wrote for Sheogorath is really fun.
I want to do Sheogorath's quest.
I want to do it.
Want to, but I do.
I want to do it so bad.
I love Sheogor.
Yeah.
Let's hope our rolls suck then.
Let's go to the Shivering Isles,
We
bitches.
need the
Time to
Gucci God
take
on
a
our
field
side.
trip.
I will let you know now, Jigalag's realm is so small, it's not even on the list of realms that the necklace could teleport you to.
I stay
Wow.
zooming. Hey.
Wow.
I stay zooming. Hey.
Sanguine.
Like, I considered it. I was sitting there going, should I put it on there? No, it'd still be pretty small and unreachable at this point in time.
Foreign whips, foreign whips.
Okay, continue.
Do I have... God, I need to fucking write this in, like, 80-point text. Who Manamarco is allied with, because I keep forgetting.
I also wrote it in the game when you get back in.
If it's
Yeah.
not letting me.
I'll DM it to you.
Thank you.
So I've written down the possibilities. You guys have thought of the possibilities, but now it's up to the necklace. Where is the necklace going to send you? Hopefully to one you want to work with, and not to where you have to hide for a bit.
About the necklace, Soul is not letting me in. I can only have 3 attuned items,
Yes.
right?
You have to choose something to unattune.
Fuck.
I'll take the cake.
My suggestion: the proof against detection location is kind of pointless right now.
I kind of figured. Yeah.
Like he knows you're in the colored rooms. He's gonna know where you
He's
are.
gonna know where I
am. He can't get to you.
I'm marked. He's gonna know where I am.
It's like it's like you're inside of a glass office building and you're just like standing in line at a little Starbucks stand. And he's outside just staring you down like a crazy person.
I have a little radio collar on me.
Don't
He's
worry, buddy.
GPS tracking me.
You're gonna get Hermaeus Mora's tentacle all over your face, and we're gonna get that right away.
I don't think that's how that's gonna work.
Ayo.
Yeah, Glarior is gonna start attuning to the necklace like right away.
This is Manamarco right now at you guys.
I can't fucking do it because I can't get in the game.
No, it's in general. That's all he could do right now. He can't get to you. His allies can, but he can't.
I'm a Gucci God.
Yeah. So when you log in, it's gonna prompt you a question. You do know that. Don't act like a robot.
Yeah,
Trapped
it's
like Zedillion.
It's being poopy right now.
yeah, it's saying that I'm still a current player even though I'm not.
Oh, kick him out of the game
yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah. Hold on.
because he's still technically in the game. There we go.
Get out of here, you fucking twink.
Wow. Mean
See,
to
that was
me.
such rage.
I'm just gonna call him. Nah, here's what I think, because I think Glary is just too short. I'm gonna call Farron the twink and Glarior's the feral femboy.
The fairy.
But I
You
thought
fucking fairy.
Farron
Oh, I can't
was
say
the
that.
femboy. I thought Farron was the femboy, though.
Yeah, Farron's the femboy.
Fuck!
Okay, there we go.
Fine, Farron's the Farron femboy. Ha ha.
Femboy
Glarior.
Farron.
I mean, he's still a cheat, still a twink.
Yeah.
Glarior
He's still
the
twink,
twink.
but yeah.
Glarior is just like a
Glarior's-
sprite. He's a sprite.
Chat,
Damn, I can't.
this is the conversation we're having right now. Yep.
This is a really important conversation.
This
Okay,
is
I'm back
a
in the
very-
game.
Really
Find
is.
the Esper
We got-
server for more.
I don't know what it says about me.
For
we
more
got
conversations
we
like
got
this
the
and
hunk.
more.
We got the hunk and Caldron.
Oh,
or is
yeah.
it? We got the thick bear in Tiny.
The bear?
The twink in Glarior, the femboy in Farron, and the twunk in Taliesin.
The otter.
Don't
And-
fucking call me that.
And Illyra's the gay mom.
Woman.
She's the wine aunt.
It's the wine
the
aunt.
wine aunt. Yes.
Woman.
Anyways, tangent aside, you now have your possible list of princes with Maverin's Dagon and Perryite like no, and like well, if we can't avoid it, I think Sanguine and Shalegrith will do.
If we can avoid it, we will.
Yeah.
Are we missing any one of them?
No.
No.
4, 8, 12, 16.
There are.
Yep, because we have 4 with
The only
us.
one that's not on there is Ithlia.
Ithella.
Yeah. Cecilia.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, her.
Who?
Who?
Okay,
We don't
right.
know who that is.
Right, because we have 4, Mana Marco has 4, and now we need to go talk to 4, but we shouldn't talk to another 4, which is 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. I
That
love
makes this-
doing math.
Yeah.
Math.
Alright. Cool. My clothes grew too. Cool.
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 Well, that's a good start. I'm not sure if we need to gather more, but we should start with the ones we want to. And based on what Meridia said, I'm not really keen on expecting good things to happen. So fuck whatever. Where do you think we should go first, Glario?
Glarior. Hello.
I accidentally did that. I meant the bottom one.
I'm
clicked the
attuning the
wrong
thing.
I clicked the wrong amulet.
I got scared.
Hello.
Glarior takes off the amulet of proof against detection, puts the amulet of plane walk on, tucks it under his armor.
I wouldn't do that. You're gonna need it to move.
Well, yeah, but for now, while he's attuning to it, he's gonna keep it there. Well, obviously he's biased. He looks between everyone else and gives a small shrug. Well, as of now, we have these 3 options. I have not lost connection to the server foundry. Stop telling me that.
Immersion getting
We have
constantly
3
broken.
options. I know, God, I'm dying over here. We have 3 options. Apocrypha, the Evergloam, and... what's Azura's realm called?
Moonshadow.
Moonshadow.
I'm totally not a fucking lore nerd with an encyclopedic knowledge. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, God.
All I know is Hermaeus Mora. That's my hyperfixation.
You and your eyes.
The entire Elder Scrolls is mine, okay?
Why do you think I like the old gods so much?
Not so.
Tentacles.
No, he looks between the others.
Unless anyone has any preference or concerns.
Well,
Or anywhere they would like to go specifically.
I'm not in a rush to get straight to the Evergloam, though I would like to put my fist into Groth's fucking beak. But, that aside, I did talk to Nocturnal before I actually slept, and she did say that she had need of me in the Evergloam and wanted me to get there as quickly as I could.
Hmm.
Well,
He pauses for a moment and then, I don't know, he's been holding on to one of his black books the entire time. He grips it a little bit closer.
I would say I'm in a rush to get back to Apocrypha, but that's a bit of a lie. That is a lie. If the Evergloam is where we must go first, then I have no qualms with it.
I have no preferences either. I just want to go home.
Either way, we have a shot of going somewhere we're not intending to go. I've never physically been to any of these planes, not even Apocrypha.
Oh.
Spiritually, yes. I've shifted. Partially. Half through the veil, half not, but never fully. I'm told it is a wildly different experience.
See.
Well, there's no use dawdling here. We may as well get started unless anybody else has any business they want to linger more here. It is nice, but I prefer the darkness at this point instead of all these bloody bright lights. No offense, Meridia.
She doesn't say anything.
He's praying that she didn't.
She could hear it, but she's not saying anything.
I have no business here.
That makes two of us.
Actually, the others.
Then.
Doesn't matter much to me. I mean, the sooner we get to it, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Right, well, whenever you're ready, mate.
I'm so scared.
All right, click that amulet as you finish attuning to it after an hour.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
Pay no attention to the little labels I put below your tokens.
Huh?
You fucking suck. Jesus
What did you do?
Christ. Look on the splash screen.
What?
Fuck's sake.
I need you to, Glarior,
Is it the
hit
other
other formula.
Please.
Oh,
Oh.
no. Okay.
We're
now
going somewhere
I get to
else.
roll a d20.
Man.
Okay.
Send me somewhere nice.
Oh,
please.
no.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
no. You hold out the amulet. and hold it up into the light, and you watch as light shines through it, and then a golden sparkling path goes through. But it seems to waver for a moment and lead off, and you get shunted through. It not as leisurely of a walk as you thought it would be.
It's like a yoink.
Yep, it's like a yoink.
Pulled along a path.
Is it like when we
Everything?
teleport?
No.
Okay.
A little bit different. You can feel yourself moving through physical space, but at very fast speeds.
Oh.
And you're following, like, you're being forcefully following this trail of golden light as it seems to like struggle to hold position, then darts off in another direction, and you are forced to follow it. And then you slam down onto hard, rocky, craggly dirt in a narrow canyon surrounded by spiky spires and what looks like nearly dead trees. You all take 11 bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Ow.
Ow, indeed.
Oof.
Ouches.
You want us to make con saves?
Why would you need to make con saves?
Because of like the weird feeling, since it's not like teleporting.
Yeah, go ahead to see if you puke or not.
Cool.
Okay.
Wait for you guys to make those saves before I pull you to the image.
Do I get anything?
Because I have an image for every single realm. I'm gonna let you know now. Alira, you puke. You puke. If you want to, Caldron's just vibing. Let me roll for Tiny here.
Fucking Glarier, of course.
He's fine.
Oh yeah, Alira is the one that didn't take it well, because when she looks up, she is first to notice.
Oh, fuck!
Oh,
No! Son of a bitch.
Oh, ouch. You guys are in Boetha's realm.
I don't want to be here.
None of you should want to be here, because you're like, wait, we're in a different place. You see the thing of Boetha and you clicks in your back ahead. Oh, they're one of the ones working with Mana Marco. Shit!
Was this supposed to happen?
No.
No.
You do have the Opal Charm, and at this point in time, you can opt to use it or not. If you really...
Taliesin is immediately, as he realizes, this is so good, takes the fucking charm out, activates it.
Okay, everybody roll stealth as you hide in this narrow canyon and add 20 to it.
Ooh.
Damn.
It's like a very souped up pass without a trace.
Stealth plus 20. So that's
okay, let me pull up Boetha's sheet.
It's a good thing I rolled. I had a plus 20. It's a fucking Farron, Jesus Christ.
Kill myself.
You're literally the rogue, bro. Come on.
My one fucking thing.
How did... Oh, I thought Caldron rolled higher than you. I was about to laugh.
I would have honestly.
Oh my god.
Roll higher than everybody.
That was a con save, that's why.
I would honestly end it all.
Hold on. Fixing.
And he covers
stealth.
himself in dirt.
He
Makes like a
covers
tree.
himself in dirt. Yeah. There we go. Proper one. That's more like it. That's more tiny. Okay.
In a China shell.
You guys like hide in that canyon the best you can, and you wait, and you wait, and you get nothing. So your option now is to wait until morning for the necklace to recharge to get out of here.
Scared.
It's like the gods are conspiring against me. Remind me what we're up against.
Do we really need to explore Boethia's realm?
No, I wouldn't recommend it.
Alright, let's find a nice crevice to hunker down in and stay close.
Shit.
Fortunately for you, because it's been like a couple hours, what felt like hours in their realm, is it's possible Boetha's not even in this realm right now. Which is not good.
Can't help but like want to peek.
You're like,
peek out
oh,
at the realm
phew,
a little bit.
it doesn't seem like Boetha's in this realm. I wonder where she is. Oh, fuck. That means she's elsewhere.
Nowhere good.
Nowhere good. She is the Prince of Plots.
She could have been part of a better plot.
Look, I'm just saying you're going to find out why she sided with Manamarco eventually. You're going to find out why, and it's going to be hoo boy, juicy.
Right, so I'm Talzin's gonna try and find like a nice spot where they can just like chill out for a bit until the amulet recharges. Meanwhile, he's just gonna keep watch since he does have his Daedric abilities working again.
Oh my god.
Farron will want to keep watch just so he can like look around sneakily.
So you hunker down, and you do end up spending the night there. Who's taking first watch?
Talzin.
Okay, obviously, because Talzin will probably be up all night.
Yes.
Who's going to be taking the first watch with him, the second watch with him, and the third watch with him?
we'll want to like look around.
Okay, you want to look around. Just like peek outside your crevice.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to push it too far away from the amulet. Because that's what's giving you the plus to your stealth bonus.
Yeah, he's
stealth right now.
He's a little curious what this place is like.
You stick your head out, and you do see mountains running with rivers of lava. You look up, and you do see like a mountain that looks like Boetha holding her sword above her head, looking down at a structure you can't quite make out. It's essentially that arena dungeon, you know?
Yeah!
You're near that area.
Dragonstar Arena, baby!
That Dragonstar, anybody?
Let's go.
I'd rather
not again. Not again.
I was waiting for that. Nobody likes Dragonstar Arena.
Let's fight super Hyatt like a million times.
I've cleared Hyatt once. I don't need to do it again.
Fair enough.
And then you get that one like fucking player who's just like can't do anything correctly during that fight and it screws everyone over.
Yeah.
Love you, Adam. Anyway.
Yeah. So you sneak your way out, and with your 38, everything seems fine. You do see a couple Dremora hanging around, a couple Ogrim, but nothing more than that. It seems like this area's pretty empty, oddly empty right now. It's almost like your intrusion was not detected. What is that necklace?
Good.
Curious. You head back. I need perception checks from those taking first watch.
Who's with me on the first watch?
Baron.
Okay, I'm aiding you since my perception is shit.
Okay. Well, it's one of those stats you kind of have to roll separately because Baron can't use your eyeballs.
Okay.
Perception, you said?
Yeah, perception.
Mid.
Ew.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I just got a +1. It's not that impressive. Wisdom is not super important for a rogue.
This is just for an Ogrim.
Joy.
You do hear an Ogrim, like, right outside the crevice.
Yeah.
How Talon's gonna like just take a nice peek to see how close the Ogrim is.
Right at the entrance of the crevice.
Okay, he's instinctually just gonna duck back into the crevice.
Having a hide from the dinosaur Jurassic Park moment right now.
Yeah, and it is gonna look around. Fortunately for you, its perception is awful. Yeah, you guys all passed that, no problem. Because I'm going off your previous rolls.
Oh, thank God.
And second watch, please. Please roll perception.
Usually,
That's
Glaria will take the second watch.
Stop jump scaring me with Baldur's Gate 3 music.
Hey, it's good music, man.
I know, but I've been playing it non-stop recently.
I will say yours is sufficient this time, Talson. You do see a scamp run down the... You're like in an offshoot crevice from a larger crevice, the one that you dropped in. You do see it run past. Checking my numbers. Oh, this one's shit. It does seem to notice like a broken branch, but it picks it up, waves it around, and then runs off with it.
He
Hey, go look at this cool sword, guys!
he looks at Glarior and like immediately takes out his Book of Shadows as he's about to write something down. I'm assuming all scamp that bloody stupid.
Many.
Looking at the stats I've written in my obsidian, yes!
Glarior would know that scamps are like stupid as hell, right?
Oh yeah, they are a dumb as a...
Yeah.
They are not the sharpest light bulb in the drawer.
Clan fear are smarter than these idiots.
Yeah.
He nods, and shakes his head, watching the scamp run off with his newfound weapon.
Yes, all of them. I've never met one that could hold an intelligent conversation.
They're just like me!
Jesus. Let's see. Comparatively, are there any Daedra that are on the same level of a Wraith of Crows? Or...
Many. Wraith of Crows are intelligent, but not the most intelligent. Watchers. Wisp mothers. I'm running out of
I hope you get to Apocrypha.
Please. I would
I had a
argue
thought.
that Seekers are smarter. Fuck, where's my list of Daedra? I have it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's fine.
He
I want you guys to get to a realm you can use tonight.
I just want to add that he's, for flavor text, he's having this conversation with Glarior and Daedric.
yeah.
Okay. That way it doesn't sound out of place if it's heard echoing, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. Because Taliesin is a little smarty boy.
He's a little smarty boy. Look at you using that little wrinkly noodle in your head.
My brain has all the wrinkles. Farron's is just smooth.
Meanwhile, mine is smooth as hell. It's pretty, it doesn't think, it's perfect.
It's shiny, it gleams.
It's like tiny.
I'd love to feel his brain. It would be so smooth.
Glarior gives like a whole list of most Daedra are on the list.
Despite intelligence being his second highest score.
Naturally, you have winged twilights, gloam nights, grievous twilights. Most Daedra are incredibly intelligent creatures. Race of crows are not as unique as Tegroth would lead you to believe.
Really?
Yes.
You and they both mentioned about gloam nights, and I'm not completely familiar with them despite reading the book that I got. What's unique about them, if you know?
Would Glarior know that mortals can be transformed into gloam knights? Or is that outside of his repertoire?
Outside of your repertoire, you don't know that.
Okay, he just knows that they're Daedra. He shakes his head.
I know that they're of nocturnal, but I don't know about any uniqueness they have, if any, to other Daedra.
I see. What would you say is, in your opinion, which you're probably going to say Amora Daedra, but still, in your opinion, who is most intelligent, most strongest, the most dangerous?
That depends. If you're looking for brute strength, I would look no further than perhaps a Titan. But overall, to cover all categories, the demi-princes.
Demi-princes?
Yes. Very powerful Daedra. There are not many, but they exist. They have their own little pockets of oblivion. Found a new one. Allegedly. He doesn't.
Same brain
He never. He never spoke much about him. But he didn't seem to want to. But aside from the princes, the demi-princes are by far the most powerful. But in terms of standard Daedra, I would say Seekers are among that list. Watchers, Omens, Titans.
Right. I suppose you'll point them out if I ask. But good to know.
You'd never want to cross paths with a Titan or an Omen. Seekers are inevitable.
Okay. That being said,
He just writes that down as continues to watch.
Glarier, you eventually settle down to sleep, and Alira, you get the final watch. I need you and Taliesin to roll me perception checks.
Yep.
Another standard.
Can I also roll a 1d2?
A standard roll means you're fine. You do hear a couple more scamps coming down the pathway to check for more of those sticks. You see the one with the stick again. They're looking for more broken sticks, basically. And they spend a good hour there, but they definitely don't see you. Their passive perception's absolute trash. You guys are tucked back behind craggly rocks in that little narrow pathway. They don't see you. You guys do eventually finish a long rest.
Actually, like, at some point during the night, which actually makes sense with that terrible perception, but it's been a long while. But could at some point she work on copying that grimoire that she still was working on before they got yoinked into the necromancer's moon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be working on that in a infamous wizard's realm.
Taliesin would help.
Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead and roll for that.
With
Intelligence. With advantage. Yeah. There was a 1d2, 1 she would work on it, 2 she would
Oh
just
yeah,
not.
easily enough. You make progress on that.
Talzin makes like a couple of changes to some of the words to better fit.
Oh,
Stop right there, boy.
And as you all rise and slowly munch on leftover pancakes, there's a billion of them. Are you guys ready to leave this realm?
God, yes, please.
Mark off a long rest so that necklace recharges.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're so right.
I get less exhaustion. I'm almost sane again, guys.
No, you're not.
Yeah, as sane as you get.
Yeah, which is not saying much.
Isn't the Galarior amount of sanity?
Mm-hmm.
His usual amount of crazy.
Almost back to bog standard Galarior.
Yep.
And as you stand up, gather together, and hold out the necklace, roll that D100.
Boy.
Please.
Please, Evergloam. Please, Evergloam. Please, Evergloam.
Please somewhere nice.
Fuck!
You're gonna go to
Wait,
the
yes.
of your choice!
Yeah! Everglow!
Hi, Hermes! That's my back, honey.
Stop right there, boy.
With that, you do feel a presence starting to come into play as the necklace shines a light and forms a path. What is this? Intruders in my realm. It's time to go.
Run.
Now, are you going to the Evergloam or are you going to Apocrypha? Because ultimately, Galarior has the choice because he's wielding the amulet. You have to do this as Galarior.
Yeah.
You hear Boetha resounding from the sky now. She's
yeah.
back.
We gotta go.
Galarior is taking them to the Evergloam. He does not want to face his family quite yet after seeing Falnir.
Okay. The Evergloam.
He's avoiding them.
Ah, yes.
You're avoiding Dad. And you run through, and this time it seems to feel right. You can feel yourself running along the path rather than being pulled. And eventually, about 10 minutes later, you do find yourself among darkened, boggy paths, a darkened sky overhead, and lights along a path.
Tegroth moment. No, sorry.
No.
I'll shut up.
Shh. You are deep within the woods of the Evergloam. You don't know exactly where you are in the Evergloam, but it's definitely not near any sort of civilization.
Do I feel different here?
Oh yes, you feel a lot stronger. This is where I bring in a special rule for you. For those of you who are warlocks of a Daedric Prince, you will have an extra spell slot as long as you're in your patron's realm.
Yo, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. So you temporarily have 3 spell slots.
Yeah, warlock moment.
Mm-hmm.
If only I was a level
You can
9
feel
warlock.
the shadows just like following right behind you. Why are you smelling my ankle, cat? You are weird. Come here.
Cat.
Immersion moment.
These cats are just like, man, screw your immersion.
Fucking God, all of a sudden there's just this cat next to their ankle.
Just sniffing it.
The big celestial cat in the sky.
Are you active because you have to poop?
Why, yes, thank you for noticing.
What did you... Jow.
Hermes gets really active when he needs to go to the bathroom.
Interesting.
I know, right? Orange cats.
This
Yes,
is
the
brought
orange
to
is-
you in part by pets of the players and the DM.
It's the
I don't
orange in
have
his
any,
brain.
sadly. So
Get some.
I will have to talk to my father about that.
You can borrow mine.
He unfortunately does not like cats. I'm sorry.
You can borrow Clementine and Spirit.
Hell yeah. I want
So what are you gonna do
Kuro, I guess.
in this realm?
So this is gonna sound silly, but for added flair, the second as he feels like the shadows starting to cling to him, he does turn back to the party and has this like smile on his face, but unknowingly, his eyes turn to the nocturnal eyes, and you just see like these like the black sclera with the smoke coming off of them, and his hazel eyes turn purple. It's like, I've never felt this power before. Wow. He's just like smiling at particularly Glarior.
Can my fucking headset stop doing that? Jesus.
No.
It was beeping at me really loudly.
The power of Oblivion is above all things seductive, intoxicating. You look stronger.
I definitely feel stronger, that's for sure.
What I expected.
He
Interesting place.
looks around. You said it's like a bog?
Mm-hmm. A darkened bog with a singular stone path dotted with lanterns that are glowing.
I think if you fuckers at the guild who would trade everything to be in my place right now.
Curious. Taliesin steps forward away from the group for like a second, and he's not going to try and cast any spells, but he's just going to call out, Gate of Groth, come forth! Just making his voice echo out.
Gay to Groth.
So that just works,
He's
right?
so gay. Yeah, it just works.
Okay. Yeah. Descending from the sky of the Evergloam comes that familiar by now, crow-winged angelic Dunmer. They hover in front of Taliesin for a bit, and then land, looking between everyone. This is an unexpected surprise.
A surprise. Whether it's good or not, unexpected or not. I need to speak to the lady. He has a completely serious expression, almost blank, but the eyes are flaring a bit as he says this.
Me DM something to you, Nox.
Okay. Whether you're really here, or I'm having a very bad dream.
Come here. And he says this with like a lot of command in his voice.
Ooh. Look who's got a bark. And they step up to him, staring down at him.
He immediately walks up to them and slaps them across the face really hard.
They...
Karen chuckles.
They don't react at all. There's just like a tiny half blink as his hand strikes across their face.
You think you're dreaming now?
I suppose I'm convinced.
Good.
The Dark Lady's dealing with something right now. But I can certainly carry a message.
What is she dealing with? And he does have actually a concerned expression this time.
Soul, do they know?
Nope.
Do they?
Do they know the nature? Is it
It's bad.
okay?
Does he
Like
know?
like bad or just bad?
Bad.
Okay. They lift a hand, kind of rather dismissively waving off the question.
It is of utmost importance that the lady takes care of it as soon as possible. She won't be traveled with you for some time.
Tagroth.
That's nocturnal, right?
Yes, yes.
They freeze and take a breath.
Taliesin
My lady?
smirks.
And she appears out of the darkness behind her without her crows.
Fucking Christ. It's so funny.
Tigroth.
You can leave us to Groth. I wish to speak to these mortals alone.
And they dip their head
As you say.
and immediately start flying away. Hi, Mom.
Okay, Mom, I'm leaving.
The second,
I'm going to my room.
The second Tagroth leaves, Taliesin
Marty in my
approaches-
room.
Taliesin approaches Nocturnal and immediately kneels, dipping his head. Like a knight.
So it seems you found your way out of Manamarco's realm.
Yes, my lady.
For a while there, I thought you would be stuck as his playthings until the day of your little mortal deaths.
I love
And
that.
she does cast her eyes across each and every one of you. And her eyes do linger on Lylira for a moment because she's a worshipper of Aedra.
She looks away.
So, what brings you here? Meridia's back and has a little plan?
Taliesin does look up. If you permit me to speak, my lady.
Speak. I
And-
wish to know what you're doing.
And he does stand. Pulls his hands behind his back, very military, like. And he starts to explain like everything that's happened in very quick and to the point fashion.
Does he include the dream?
Yes.
Interesting. I did not give you that dream.
And I was worried that it wouldn't be you, but it does give me some reassurance that it was not.
I don't even think it was a Daedric influence.
Odd. But regardless of that, Lady of the Dark, we came here to seek your assistance in getting us back to Tamriel. Tagroth has informed me that you are encountering an issue, and if you are, I would be more than inclined to help you.
Yes. I was going to request that you help me in return for my aid.
Of course.
There is a twofold problem. One that needs to be solved on Tamriel, and one that needs to be solved here. You have the stench of the attribution... What was the name of the realm again? Attribution share... Well, for a lore nerd like me who's been around since Daggerfall, that realm did not have a name for the longest time. That name was gained in ESO.
Yeah.
So... You have the stench of the attribution's share on you. You came from there.
Unfortunate accident from mere unworthy mortals of being able to grace any of our beloved prince's realms.
Unfortunately, my luck was not able to reach you at the time to prevent that from happening, as I was dealing with Boetha here. Which is why I guided you to my realm after you left hers.
I see.
It seems Mannimarco's little plots have extended quite far, and has entranced other princes.
Yes.
Pulled them into his little plot, of which they all make sense. The ones that follow him. Namira has a kinship with him. After all, she is the Lady of Decay. And what goes hand in hand with undeath? Decay and darkness. Hermes, stop. My cat again.
Alas, it is not your darkness, for it is most foul.
That is true. My darkness is encompassing and embracing. Hers is cold and hard. Vermina works with him because his plot seeks to bring nightmares abound which would feed her. And what is more important to a Daedric prince than power? Boetha is with him because his plot has been going on longer than any of us realize. I don't even know the number because that has been obviously a closely guarded secret and out of our sights. You may find the answers to that.
My boy.
And finally, Mephala. She is the weaver of plots. Similar reasoning. But Boetha is here, trying to weaken me, to keep me from aiding you, because I am your patron.
Naturally.
Oh boy.
He knows what you are, Mannimarco. He knows you are trying to stop him and you are prophesied against him. So he wants to weaken you by weakening me so I cannot give you power.
And yet, your influence was still able to reach me when I did some damage to the bastard, Namira. He does smile.
I pushed to get you here. While I do not agree with Meridi and her ways, and her light, as it would corrupt my realm, we are of like mind in this case, and that is the only time you will ever hear me say that.
Right.
That being said, Boetha is corrupting my realm, weakening me, killing and corrupting my ravens and my wraiths of crows.
That's not good.
And on the other half of that, Mannimarco's followers on Tamriel took away the one keyhole we princes had to see into Tamriel. They have stolen the skeleton key from the Twilight Sepulchre. Namely,
seriously?
A little vampiric Bosmer did.
No!
Oh my god.
One of my punished nightingales, a Mercer Frey.
Fuck.
Wait, didn't he fucking die?
No.
In before Gloam Night. The second that she mentions that Falmir stole the fucking skeleton tea talisman glares.
I've never even been
What is Glare you're going through right now?
He. He
She
looks
does-
ready to kill someone.
She does, like, bring a hand up and just kind of, like, wave it to the side, and you guys feel yourself lurched through her realm to a lake with a statue of her sitting in the center of it, and at the base of the statue, a circular structure that is closed. That is her side of the Ebon Mare. It is locked shut.
This does look a bit familiar.
This is my side of the Ebon Mare. I came through this to give you the bow and turn it into a sword for you.
Right, the weapon of shadows, my lady.
Yes, do this for me, and I'll not only help send you back with anybody else that you could gather to pierce that liminal barrier Akatosh has put up, but I will reward you greatly.
He nods.
And she looks to Alira, and then you could go back to your Adric gods. Alira's like, I'm gonna sink into the floor!
She's just muy uncomfy.
Muy uncomfortable. No bueno.
And it definitely shows because she's got no chill.
Lady of Knights of Luck, of the Embracing Darkness, I have a question to ask you if we're going to aid you in your realm to get rid of this disgusting threat. And he's looking down just out of respect for her.
What is that?
We are not familiar, and forgive my youth and innocence for that, but we are not familiar with your realm. Could we use Tagroth as a guide to help us in this endeavor to get rid of Boethia's presence?
Yes, but do be careful. Don't let Boethia's minions near him, or he will be corrupted and lost forever.
As they have defended me, I will defend them. It is part of our contract.
You heard me, Nox. I ain't scared to kill your characters.
No, I mean that's fine. Tagroth has lived long enough. If they die, they die.
Man. Anyway.
Wow.
I love them, but you know.
After all, I have already had one of my most beloved Wraith of Crows corrupted, but not by Boetha. You know who I'm talking about!
May I...
Lariar looks interested.
May I know their name?
Wilhelmius.
A coward.
Back, baby.
Oh, I see.
Oh, Vimihe
I shall,
Vimihe.
I shall, keep note of that, and if we ever do cross paths with Vilmeus, I will bring a swift end to him.
That would be preferable. I don't want Manamarco to have one of mine.
Right. How exactly are they corrupting your servants, my lady?
Possibly by the same matter that Manamarco has turned mortals into his own twisted, disgusting version of Dremora. Eyes look at Caldron.
Oh no.
Interesting.
Because one thing that I have learned is while he is extremely young as a prince, he is extremely intelligent and not to be trifled with. Not simply. He, after all, has created his own version of Dremora without splitting his power to create them.
I see.
There's a reason why he is the Prince of Profane Magics.
Well, the good thing about that is that he doesn't seem to have an interest in having Dremora or even creating Daedra for that matter. So we have that.
No,
inside.
because he turns mortals into them.
Yes, that was the other point. Apologies. Right, where is this presence, this issue taking place within the Evergloam?
She points in a direction. There's like no sense of north, south, east, or west here. She just points in a direction. That way, I will have to get Groth to guide you.
Of course.
I must keep my brood safe for now. Go, fix this problem, and you will have my favor. And she vanishes.
While he was talking to Nocturnal, he was very stiff, but the second that she leaves, he just, like, almost falls on the ground.
You did good, Fred.
She still sees you. I mean...
Yes, but she's not right there, so...
Yeah.
You did good, buddy.
As magnificent and as terrifying as she is. I'm glad that her shadows embrace me rather than rack at me, that's for sure. And once again, he's going to try and call to Groth.
Groth does return.
They look a little
Fuck,
miffed
Lord.
about going back and forth and back and forth.
A little smirk on Taliesin's face.
They stand before him as though they had not, in fact, been afraid of Nocturnal.
He points in the direction that Nocturnal pointed. You will be our guide, and you will guide us to where this problem is, and we will solve it as we are meant to.
Naturally.
And he does get closer to Tagroth and just like jabs a finger in their, like, they're wearing armor, right? Like their little leather chest plate.
Yeah.
Cool. He just like jabs it in their chest plate. And as you have protected me on Tamriel, I will protect you here from being corrupted by foul magic. As agreed.
How admirable. My heroic champion.
Good.
You do get to Groth. You do hear in your head Nocturnal's instruction, and you actually find out what the fuck is going on, and that there's a risk you could die forever. Be lost forever. Like a true death, and that scares the shit out of you.
They have like a moment of like, it looks like thought, but they're receiving the whisper from Nocturnal. And
You would know that Mother didn't want to tell you because she didn't want to freak you out.
a smile half forms on their face and then disappears and then forms and then disappears, and they end up with like a half, like, oh fuck, expression on their face, but they force that smile back on. A death is a death. I would not prefer it to remain in my lady's service. In our lady's service. As unfortunate as it would be, it is a
an inconvenience.
More so an inconvenience to me as you're too useful to me. If I tell you to flee, you will flee.
As painful as that would be to my pride, I must follow your orders.
Good.
That being said, as you, Tagroth, guide the party off in the direction Nocturnal has instructed you all to go, this is where we'll end today's session, because Dungeon Draft was being an ass for me all this week, and fucking up walls and freezing and doing all sorts of fun stuff. I still have to make that map.
Damn.
So I might use one of Chepaku's maps, we'll say. Chepaku, they're really pretty maps. Try them today. I'm not sponsored.
Well, thank you guys for showing up to the stream as late as it was. Definitely a shorter time today, but hopefully next week we will have everyone. And you can see everyone's nice little new sprites. Hopefully not too terribly pixelated.
Yeah, we'll fix the pixelation problem throughout the week.
We're working on it.
But that being said, hope you enjoyed. We will see you guys soon.
On that note, if you want to see like the full high-res versions, we will have them in the Arts and Crafts channel on the Esper server a little bit later.
Yep.
Yeah.
But until then, see you guys next Wednesday.
Have a good one.
Good night.